many human beings have really been part of this tradition, and at the root it's really about trying to make the world a better place. We may disagree on how to do it and how we see it and all these things, but there's so many of us really that would love to see this world just, you know, get out of its misery and out of its poverty and out of its warring species and really create a new day on Earth. And so my whole life has really been about this, you know. Along the way, in my political days, I had the good fortune of spending some time with John Lennon and Yoko Ono. And they actually really inspired me to look at this question of how to make the world a better place from the perspective of what I today would call a very beautiful philosophy. And essentially it was, if you want to change the world, you first have to change yourself. You know, it's a very ancient philosophy, and so many people who have their roots in the political activism of the 60s today have really moved on to embrace this understanding. We're actually more in numbers now than we were then. We're not connecting to each other, but there are huge numbers of people who really, you see them in the sociological studies that, you know, label us as the cultural creatives. You see them in the workshops where, you know, I'm going to take responsibility for my own life right now. I'm going to create a new vision right out of myself. You know, how I see the world is really what's going to make possible the world that I would like to see. I'm not so much into pointing fingers and blaming these days. I'm more into really seeing how I can reconstruct my own reality right out of myself. So today what we have is millions and millions of people. I think the number is larger than the 60, truthfully, that I call 1 foot in and 1 foot out. What I mean by that is that one part of us really is about a new vision for this planet, which is that you basically take full responsibility for yourself, you walk out of the blame, and you create a world of your own choosing. The other part is, the world is too intensely acceptable. You know, bad things really do happen for no reason at all, and you know, you're walking out of the seminar feeling so great and so inspired by the vision, but you know, under your breath you're kind of cursing that ex-spouse, and Bush did it, and you know, he did it, and she did it, and so this is kind of our state right now. So along comes some information at last to basically take these great themes that are emerging right now, like the DVD called The Secret. A lot of people have seen that. There's a book out called The Law of Attractions that is very much drawing in these themes that you're creating your own reality. The problem has been a lot of missing pieces. How does it really work? The details have been missing. The complexities have been missing. I don't mean by complexities as so intense that you can't grasp it. You really can, but there are missing pieces to this thing. Let's just take our mind. If we're creating our own world from ourselves, well, it turns out we have a mind that's fractured. We have a mind that has an unconscious mind, which we all know. We have a subconscious mind too. And so you can't really create your own world just from your conscious level. You've got to actually heal the fracture of your own mind. And there's tools and understandings for how to do that. Then it turns out that this human body is just so phenomenal in the undiscovered parts of itself. Like, for example, I'm doing this video. Orion is here filming this video. And right out of my body is coming airborne hormones just that are connecting to Orion. And so we're connected. Well, welcome to the human race. The human race is connected to every human being on Earth. And every sexual partner you've ever had, you've got circuits to them. All the thoughts of fear that are still lingering after they were emitted from the human body, we're all connecting to them. And so if you want to create your own reality and you don't have a clue about circuits or what to deal with them or how, you know, which ones you want and which ones you don't want, it's frustrating. And it's limiting, and the DVD is sort of like, great, hello, here's a good introduction on The Secret, but the fact is that we're a generation on a march to basically make the single greatest discovery in the history of the world. And it's it's a mind blower. It really is, which is nobody is doing anything to you. You are totally 100% creating your own reality, really, right now. Okay, all of your chains have been forged by your own thought. And there's 60,000 of them for most of us every single 24 hours that are keepers. And so finally, you know, comes into this world the A to Z on how to basically take back your life. And to literally take the reins of your own life and to literally walk out of the prison of the human condition, no joke. And so in a one-day workshop, that's what we do, called Better Than Imagine. It basically starts with the understanding, not as a philosophy, but as a principle of physics, that the one and only tool of power that you actually have is the tool of perception. And so how you see others is, in fact, how you do see yourself. And how you see yourself is, in fact, how you're going to experience this world. So what we've done, with some help from our friends, is to come up with a kind of an easy way to do this, which is they transform your perception out of the blame, out of the fear, out of the anger, out of bad things that are going to happen to me for no reason at all, out of the idea that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. All of that is gone and replaced with one simple concept, which is anything that appears in front of me is going to be transmuted by my perception. And it's a little bit, not a little bit, a lot, evidence be damned. Because it actually is the physics of this world. It turns out this entire world is a psychological construct. And our quantum physics is very close to really understanding the way that atoms morph and shapeshift to human perception. And so what we have is a wonderful tool that, if applied, just truly is magical and transforming. So whatever comes in front of you, you with your own perception see, this is going to be more magnificent than anything I could possibly have imagined. And with that one understanding, better than imagine, you can walk out of the prison of the human condition, you can take back your life, and you can create the reality of your dreams.